it's a different case when you know at the end your client could die. That is a different level of stress. And so, it's not a decision that I think is given lightly. And I know a lot of folks would probably have some issue with how much money the defense budget. There's a large defense budget. I think right now it's $750,000. There's, $500,000 extra for the prosecution. But these cases are expensive, and they're expensive because it's the death penalty. Death is final.
Right. And one of the things that you find that are common in any, we call them in California, special circumstance prosecutions, which makes you death eligible. If the prosecution gets death, the jury gives a death sentence. What ends up happening inevitably is there is what's called an IAC claim, an ineffective assistance of counsel. And one of the ways that you can attack a conviction and a death sentence is to say that you didn't have an effective lawyer defending you. And so it's kind of preemptive to a degree, but also to your point, 500 extra for the prosecution. When was the last time anybody ever said to the prosecution, no, you've gone over your budget?
Right.
I mean, that's one of the things that cracks me up.
Right. Well, and they get to pick and choose. They can say, oh, well, we're going to spend a little less money. I mean, I don't know if you all remember the case down in Georgia. His name was Brian Nichols, but he's the one that shot a judge and, had this rampage in the courthouse. When we had his death penalty trial, you could basically get probation on every murder in the county because they spent all their money on his case. And that was a decision. They wanted the death penalty. They didn't get it, but it was a decision that they had to use their resources as prosecutors. And they did. I mean, literally all the other cases, it was like a fire sale, but that's the decision.
Well, and the Kohberger case, the prosecutor there took a whole lot of heat for cutting a deal where there was no death penalty. Whether people like to admit it or not, a lot of times it's precisely for the reasons you say, because there are budgets, even though, cracks me up as we're sitting here 15 miles away from where I'm sitting in the city of Santa Monica. They have a police scandal where they've got hundreds of millions of dollars in judgments. Nobody thinks proactively, hey, how could we have stopped this in the first place? Or
Right.
How could we have, you tend to, because of the public outcry, always want to throw all of your resources at something that's high profile, not understanding that there's a cost to that later on.